Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you for joining us again on the Dom's Dance Court podcast. Welcome to episode 2. Today, we are not joined by anybody, as you can see. It's just going to be myself. So, maybe this is a good thing, depending on who you ask and on how much time you have. But I'm going to try to do these solo short podcasts every so often. Next week, we'll definitely have a guest. So stay tuned because he's an incredible person, content creator who's done very well on Instagram, on TikTok. So definitely stay tuned because you're gonna wanna come back for that. I want to make sure that I'm hearing myself. One sec. Or maybe I don't need to hear myself. But actually, no. Actually, this is much better. I can hear exactly myself and how loud I'm talking. I don't want to talk too loud. We had some sound issues last week with Jamie where I think I edited it. We tried to make it stereo, and I think it came out of one. If you had your headphones on, I think it came out more out of. I was speaking out of one ear. He was coming out of the other, so it ended up being mono, which kind of was annoying because we tried everything to not make that happen. So for this one, I really hope that's not the case, and it shouldn't be, given that I'm the only one talking, so there shouldn't be a second voice. But we'll dive just right in. I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening to me again, and I'm hoping that I know you're going to get a lot of value out of these amazing guests we're going to get. And whenever we don't get a guest, we're also going to give you value. I'm definitely going to be talking about the things that I'm learning about during the week. I write this newsletter that comes out every Saturday. So today, being that this is released on Monday, I usually will talk about something similar that appears in the newsletter. Not necessarily the whole contents of it, but I will dive deeper and give more nuance and talk about the things that strike me while writing it. Because a lot of how I choose my newsletter topics come from things that have happened during the day or during the week leading to that newsletter writing day. So this week specifically was because my girlfriend was here. Hannah was here last week. She left now on Thursday, so a couple of days ago. And last Sunday when we were together, we were walking around. We had a really nice day. We explored different coffee shops around Madrid. It was beautiful. And as we were walking, and not only coffee shops, we love our coffee, as I'm sure you all do. And this whole issue that I released was all about food, so I don't know what you're thinking. But the point is, we were just walking around, and everywhere we went, and maybe because it was a weekend, it's a Sunday, it's the day for all families to be together. Whatever the point is it was every single restaurant was full of people, countless and endless lines everywhere, people waiting to get in, people waiting to be seated. It was crazy, and I was remember talking to her, and we started analyzing the situation. And one is a lot of people love to go out, they love to see other people eating, love to see other people doing the same activity as them. But I think it goes deeper than that. I think it's that beyond the need that we need to survive or that we need to eat to survive, there is this need to connect and to form meaningful and deep relationships through the act of eating. And I think this makes sense if you consider that eating is a very intimate experience, whether it's with your kids, whether it's with your partner, whether it's with your boss or your coworker. Like the amount of energy, mental effort, and of course the financial aspect of it, there is a lot of ingredients that go, no pun intended, that go into eating and the eating experience as a whole. So, like for example, let's take again. I remember we spoke about this gear shifting. That when you meet someone, usually it's somebody who you meet at a party, at a nightclub, wherever it is. That first interaction with that person is usually a first gear kind of thing, very surface level. It's an efficient information transfer, if you will, and the more as you progress into second, third, or fourth gear, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's why people who you only meet on first gear and who it will remain at surface level, just giving each other updates and sharing each other about each other's lives. It's usually you go for them for a coffee, for a tea, for a drink. If even for some, you might even just do this on the phone. So my point being that the when you sit down with someone to actually eat and engage in a full-on meal with, whether it's breakfast, whether it's lunch, whether it's dinner, whatever it is, you're putting in way more energy, time, and effort, and all of these are valuable. So and money. So evidently, you want to choose who you're eating with. So, and I think the point here is when you choose to eat with people who matter so much, it means you have a deep connection with them already. most likely, and you're wanting to share with these people. You're wanting to get deeper and know them better, and I think this is what we're. I'm not saying that we're not eating enough. I'm just saying that we're. I'm just saying. Sorry, Molly. She wants to get her protagonist. She wants to appear on the pod every time, huh? 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 I think at the end, it's not that we're not eating correctly. I think is we're just not doing it. We're not doing it the way maybe we should have. Like where maybe I think most of us are spending and eating with people who maybe are not, who don't mean much to us, or who we're meeting like in the first gear levels, or we're trying to go to second and third and fourth with people who don't really deserve our time or deserve our stories or deserve our vulnerability. So I think it's with the people that matter most, your family, your children, your parents, your significant other, your roommates, your close friends, maybe your colleagues, your boss, whoever it is, you need to make more time to share your stories and be more vulnerable. You need to have the time and use that time. And I think the example I gave in the newsletter was a show like Hot Ones. I'm sure you all watch Hot Ones. If you don't, the premise is that the same host every single episode will receive a celebrity or a celebrity guest, so an actor or actress or singer, and what they will do is they will give them a pack of 6 to 10 wings in front of them, and it will range in the level of spiciness. So it'll go from least spicy to most. And what's interesting is I always wondered why this show does so well, and I genuinely think it's because when you're putting such spicy food in front of someone, you're getting their conscious mind to engage in eating that meal and not making a fool out of themselves in front of millions of people on YouTube, right? So not only are they already worried about how they appear while they're eating these messy and sloppy wings, but they're also worried about their answers, but they don't have the time to think about their answers. So that's where their unconscious mind allows for anything to come in. Their unconscious mind is now freed up because their conscious mind is basically taking up most, if not everything, of what's going on. From looking presentable to making sure that they're not dying from the spice, making sure that they're, all these things, not making a fool out of themselves. So, and I think eating is just one. Last week on the pod with Jamie, we talked about distractions and how you need to learn how to use distractions skillfully. And this eating is just one of those many ways to use distractions, to pause, to step back, to reflect, to disengage. Eating is one way to you're basically doing it on autopilot. You can accomplish eating without giving it much thought or effort. And that's when your unconscious mind comes in. You're freeing it up to allow. And that's why the answers of those guests are so spicy. They're so entertaining. They're so gossip worthy because they have so much, because they're not really thinking about the answers. They're really just thinking and speaking as they will. Take the show also. I remember on James Corden, they used to do the spill your guts kind of thing where they would get the celebrities to eat something so disgusting because they're thinking about the food and not making a fool out of themselves. And they're thinking about this disgusting cow's tongue in front of them or whatever it was. And the question is, they're able to answer something so spicy and so juicy, because otherwise they have to eat disgusting food. And God knows what's worse, is answering this terrible question or choking on some cow's tongue. I don't know, but it allows you and allows the guest to do that. That's why if you engage in more eating with people who matter most and those who you're more likely to share those stories with, then you're going to just be able to do just that, share those stories with. Because right now, it's really awkward and hard for people to sit down one-on-one with the relationships that matter most, and in those situations with whoever. Because I understand it. It's not easy. It's not easy to just sit down and talk and just share. A lot of us lack those proper models for even communication and interaction. We've never seen them. We've never heard them. So imagine just trying to sit down with your dad and just trying to talk to him, or sit down with your girlfriend and just trying to share whatever's bothering you, whatever's on your mind. So what I'm trying to tell you here is eating might just be the best way to do it. You already have to eat. So why not eat, and then at the same time you let your mind connect and realize that eating, Molly, I think we're back. Sorry for that. She's honestly trying to get a lot of protagonism. The answer lies in that, what was I trying to say? If you already have to eat, then why not combine that and make your mind realize that whenever you're eating, this is the moment to share. This is the moment to speak. This is the moment to be vulnerable and let those that matter most know where you are, how you view the world, how you see things. And I think a lot of people just, we don't share enough. We don't share enough. So why not make it and connect it with something that we do on the daily, like eating. So that's my message for today. That's the main thing I wanted to talk about today, was just reminding you and trying to see that there are other ways to be vulnerable, to share, and to connect with those that matter most than through the simple and maybe talked about ways that are always like just opening up and stuff. It's not easy to just open up. And sometimes we have to find other ways to open up. And this is just one of those many ways to do that. So to whoever's listening, I genuinely recommend the next time you go for a meal, the next time you go for anything, something that you can perform on autopilot and there's somebody else who's there with you, try to realize that, try to see how your thoughts are flowing more easily, that your thoughts are flowing and are allowing you to express things that maybe you wouldn't normally express to that person, because you usually hold back, and usually you have to, because usually you hold back because you are thinking about it too much. You're just like diving way too deep into what they're thinking, their opinion that they're holding of you. But when you're busy with one part of your mind already engaging in eating and trying to eat properly, how to hold the fork, how to, properly put the napkin on your lap and then clean it up. When you're actually busy with that, your unconscious mind and everything else doesn't have the time to think about the judgment or the opinion or whatever somebody else may be thinking about you. So with that in mind, go eat, and yeah, just go eat. That's my message for today, is just go. I like that. I'm sending you all so much love, so much positive energy, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all in episode 3 with the amazing, I was about to say his name, but we're not. Well, not that you would even know who he is, but maybe you do actually. We'll see. I'll keep it at that. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day. Much love.